once when you get your I-20, what should we do? So first, let's talk about the slots. So anybody who's going for the fall session, which starts in the August or the September, the US Embassy has already made a clear announcement on their website. June and July would be the time when they'll be releasing hundreds and thousands of slots made available for students. It's not that you will not get a slot, or do I have to get up in the middle of the night to get a slot between 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning. That all is noise. The reason is that, if you have received your I-20, if you look at your I-20 carefully, the top left of the I-20 says Department of Homeland Security, and also it says very clearly the USCIS, United States and Customs Services, which means that getting your I-20 is not only coming from the university, but also from these two very important departments of the US government. So the I-20, any document starting with I in the US is coming from the immigration. And when you start filling your visa application form, which is called the DS. That means Department of State. Step 1 is to start filling your visa application form. And even before I move on to the DS 160, I would suggest and recommend everyone to get the right kind of information. Please go on to the US Travel Docs, the US Embassy website. As soon as you log on to the US Travel Docs, and when you click on the non-immigrant visa, there is a pop-up that comes up. If you read the important notice, it says about the visa slots being made available. So what I suggest each student is to start your visa process now by filling your visa form, paying your visa application fees, and also paying your service fees, and then start looking for these slots. And I believe that the slots would be made available sometime end of April or beginning of May for sure, for June and July. Once again, I believe that the Department of Homeland Security and the USCIS would have definitely provided the right kind of numbers to the Department of State saying that we are allocating or we have issued X number of I-20s, and so be prepared to issue X number of slots for the students going from India or from each state or city in India itself. So a lot of students also talk about saying that, I'm from Chennai, should I book my visa appointment in Delhi? Or I'm from Delhi, should I go to Mumbai? And Mumbai would say that, can I go to Hyderabad? That's your personal choice. And because a lot of students get stressed out because they're not finding the visa slots, so they start doing all these things. But I would suggest and recommend that, hold on to your stress. I'm very sure that each student would be getting a slot. And anyone who's going in for, let's say, a mid-session, the summer session, which probably starts in the month of May or June. Once again, if you go onto the embassy website, it says very clearly that, anyone who's going in the mid-session, it would be extremely difficult for them to get a slot because they have not started releasing the slots yet. Even for them, the emergency request would be difficult for the embassy to consider. However, there is no harm in trying. At the same time, also be in touch with your university so that you can also ask them in case if you could also arrive in the US a little later than your actual start date. So that would be my advice to start with the slots. I hope that I'm clear on this. If you have questions, you can start posting on them and then we'll definitely get back to you right in the end.